This video falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Pixie Love. You guys can call me Pixie. And today we're doing some fat acceptance TikToks. I think I found some good juicy ones, like some funny ones. We got it all. So, I do want to say before we get into this, I think I'm going to start posting Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for now because I've just been like a hot mess and I haven't been able to keep my schedule up, and I don't want to overwork myself. I will go back to 5 days a week eventually. I've been going through a lot since I've had COVID, so I just think I need a couple weeks and I don't want to stop posting. So I think I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays just for a few more weeks until I go back, and then I'll go back to my regular schedule. I promise. All right, thank you guys for always sticking out with me and being there for me. But yes, let's get into these crazy TikToks, okay? All right, so we've had this girl before. She's the one who rates her diet foods that her parents forced her to eat as a kid. So like, let's watch.
Rating diet food, viewer edition. Here we have Snack Wells. I don't think I've ever had these as a kid, but I accidentally bought these the other day. So fucking dry. But if I was a famished 8-year-old, I think these would be pretty good, so 8 out of 10.
Okay, I've never even seen those before. So, okay, and I guess this is viewer edition, so this is what her fans said their parents made them eat. I'm trying to think. I don't think my parents, like, ever put me on diet food. Like, no one ever put me on diet food. Some people are like, okay, Lauren, like, you're gaining a little weight, you're getting a little fat, but, like, you're like, oh, you need to lose weight, but that wasn't until, like, high school, so no one, like, put me on diet food, so let's continue.
Y'all wanted to talk about rice cakes, so let's talk about rice cakes.
Those look so freaking disgusting. My job sells them, and I'm like, those look gross. I'm happy no one ever forced me to eat those.
The plain ones are always so fucking stale. I don't know why. Even when you just open them up. But I was always allowed to eat these flavored ones, and they smack. Aldi had their own version through like the Fit and Active line, and we stan. Flavored ones get a 10 out of 10. You ugly asses get a 0 out of 10. Lean cuisine. Of course, not the cute one with like the penguin on it, the diet ones. I never had any of these, but I really appreciate the variety and flavor. Also, they're letting us eat carbohydrates and pasta. What is this? But I'm going to assume the portion is really small, so I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10.
What is wrong with the small portion, ma'am? Anyway, I love lean cuisines, especially that Alfredo broccoli one. I'll eat that, throw a little pesto in it and a little salt and pepper to give it some flavor, and mwah, they're really good. And sometimes a smaller portion isn't bad. You don't have a problem eating a small portion of your little 100 calories of those little snacks, but when it's a small portion of a meal, you're like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, come on, make some sense.
Let me know if you had these and if they actually have any flavor. Comment some other diet foods and I'll do another video.
Alright, so I think the only one I really did have was lean cuisines. I personally love lean cuisines, whether I'm trying to lose weight or not. I think they're good. Your girl loves herself some pasta. And like I said, anything with Alfredo and broccoli in it, I'll eat. And like, yeah, sometimes I gotta add a little extra flavor. Like I add like less than a tablespoon of pesto, like just a little bit of pesto to it. It does add some calories to it, but it gives you all the flavor you need. And that's it. Like dash of salt, dash of pepper. It's delicious. So I love me a lean cuisine. All right, so this one, I just know this girl with this blue hair. She's always talking about some shit. I think this one is health related, so let's go.
I'm truly loving how the fat acceptance movement allows people to grow, because it's not only teaching people that health and body size are not direct corollaries, which is true, but also the bigger point, which is that health is not a requirement for people to be deserving of respect or equality. We hear this issue.
No one is saying that, oh, if you're unhealthy, we're going to treat you less than. Like, I don't think people actually say that. Do people do that? I do actually think people do that. Like, when people see drug addicts and stuff like that, like, they treat people kind of differently. You guys only equate this to yourselves. You feel like people are only rude and mean to fat people because fat people are unhealthy. That's not just the case. Like, you never want to acknowledge that skinny girls deal with a lot. And I mean skinny, like, small girls. Like, one of my commenters was telling how like her sister is 5'6" but barely weighs 100 pounds. She's always just been naturally slim. It's hard for her to find clothes. Clothes fall off of her. And my sister-in-law is very similar to that, except for she's a little shorter, but she's like less than 100 pounds. And like she can barely find clothes. When she's stressed, she loses weight, and like she's just a slim person. She's always been a slim person. And even my boyfriend, when we moved out here, he thought like she was sick or on drugs or something because how small she is, and she's not. She's just stressed. And like skinny people have to deal with stuff like that all the time. Yeah. And like it's frustrating. People who do drugs have to deal with that too. Like when people see like a drug addict, they're like, oh, they treat them less than a person because doing drugs is unhealthy and they're sick and blah blah blah. Like, it's not just you who has to deal with that, but I also don't think it's because, oh, you're unhealthy, so we're gonna be mean to you. I think it's the stigma that comes with those things. But it's frustrating because you act like you're the only ones who deal with this.
To come up all the time in conversations around fatness where people say things like, well, so long as you're healthy, which is basically to say that if a fat person does not have the privilege of health, then they deserve abuse and discrimination, whereas I, as a healthy fat person, don't, which is just...
What are you trying to say? Because you're saying, well, someone's like, well, as long as you're healthy, do what you want. Because that's what you're saying. You're like, well, because I was like, well, as long as it's healthy, you know. And that's not saying that, oh, if you're doing something unhealthy, you don't deserve respect and you deserve discrimination. That's not what's being said at all. When people are saying, like, as long as it's healthy, that's a way of saying, like, as long as you're taking care of yourself, as long as it's good for you. It's not saying, well, if you're not doing something good for you, I'm going to disrespect you. They're trying to accept you for what you're doing as long as you're still healthy and you're doing something good for yourself. But you're taking that as, oh, so if I'm not healthy, you're going to be rude to me and discriminate me? That's not what the fuck the person is saying. You're putting words into their mouths, okay?
Nonsense. Understanding this is important because it's extremely tempting in the face of prejudice to cling to the health that we experience and try to present it as a representation of our moral value in an attempt to try to alleviate some of the pain that fat phobia brings. But when we do that, we are unintentionally, or sometimes intentionally, taking fat people who do not experience health and throwing them under the bus.
You're throwing words at me and I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say, but to me it just sounds like bullshit. None of that last half did not make any fucking sense. I literally don't have anything to say to this because like that sentence didn't make any I understand what you're trying to say. I can actually analyze what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense. Am I alone here? Could someone else try to explain to me what she was saying? Because, like, maybe I am just dumb, but honestly, to me, it sounded like she was trying to use big words, and her sentence structurally made sense, but, like, what she was saying doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this one, I kind of almost watched the whole thing because it's so funny. It's fucking funny. I'm probably just gonna let this whole video play out because, yeah, it's funny.
Hey, bro. What? Can't you see I'm eating here? You can't see I think we all can see that you're eating right now. But didn't you tell me that you were getting really sick and that your doctor told you should lose a couple pounds? Like, I'm almost positive you... Oh, yeah. But I found this thing called fat acceptance. And so I've accepted my fat. And I'm not going to do that anymore. So, like, yeah. Fat acceptance? What the fuck kind of dumb shit is that? Like, what do you... Well, basically, fat people have been oppressed by the world. You know when black people were oppressed, it's like the same thing. And so instead of changing, we're going to force you to accept us. Yeah, we're going to force you to accept. I'm going to pretend like you ain't just say some stupid ass shit like that. And even if you was oppressed, being obese is detrimental to your health. So you might as well just lose weight to live a healthier lifestyle, right? Am I talking crazy? Bro, just because I'm fat doesn't mean I'm not healthy. Like I like doing cardio too. I just do it like a little slower than you. That's the only difference. It's really the only difference. Bro, you're not going to sit there breathing heavy like that. Talk about you do cardio. Where are you getting this medical information from? Are you making it up? Are you manifesting it? Wishing on a star? Because, like, what are you even saying to me right now? I know what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. But...
I'm still hungry. You got any food?
No, I'll just keep food on me.
Okay.
Like, what you?
I'll just eat you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hey!
I didn't watch the end, but basically in a nutshell. Basically, everything I say in a funny little skit nutshell. And, like, this is a joke. Okay, this is supposed to be comedy. And I do like that didn't really actually like degrade fat people. Like wasn't rude or mean about fat people. Just made a stupid little joke and it was hilarious. If you don't think it's funny, you have no sense of humor. Okay, I'm just saying. But I'm sorry, I freaking love this. This, you know, they're oppressed by the world, the whole world. Like this world isn't for them, and we just treat fat. Sorry, I am quite part of the fat people. So you know, us fat people are just treated like shit because we're fat and we exist, and like the whole universe hates us. We can't get jobs. We can't, you know, do anything. You know, it's. I swear, my oppression as a fat person is probably worse than my oppression as a black person. Like I'm honestly saying it. Like, I know I said before it's not, but I lied to you guys this whole time. Us fat people are really oppressed. So I absolutely don't know what's going to be said in this video. I just read entitled plus size Lizzo doesn't want plus size men. So I want to hear what this is all about.
She still thinks she's entitled to a man that's athletic.
I mean, there really is just so much to unpack from this video. But since he's so obsessed with fitness and how Chris Evans is in shape, let's think about how in shape Lizzo actually is as well. Here's Miss Queen putting on a 2-hour show while playing the flute, dancing, and singing the whole entire time. Or if you're not impressed by this, there's also this video on TikTok she posted where she's literally jogging on a treadmill and singing to show that she has so much stamina. The man in this video is reinforcing the stereotype that fat people are unhealthy and unfit, and quite frankly, like, I'm pretty sure he could not do any of the things that Lizzo has done. I mean, career-wise, but also, like, fitness-wise.
You know what? I will agree with that. Lizzo has really good stamina. She has to for what she does. She's a performer, she's a singer. Running on a treadmill and singing for a performer and singer is not that hard. Beyonce's father actually used to make her train when she was younger, jogging outside and singing, because it does help build up your stamina. And as a performer, you have to be able to move and sing at the same time. I think most singers and performers, like, they all can sing and dance. Like, or the ones who do sing and dance, they can all probably run on a treadmill and sing. Not taking anything away from Lizzo, but this person's making it seem like, oh, it's such a great feat that Lizzo's doing it because she's fat. Lizzo is a performer. She has very good stamina for her weight. Probably, but and if that girl lost weight, she would probably be able to do so much even more while singing. Like, she could do a lot. But can you imagine if, like, Lizzo got down to, like, Beyonce size? You can't tell that bitch nothing. Not saying Lizzo has to lose weight, because if you don't know, I do love Lizzo. And there's nothing wrong with being a big girl and liking small athletic guys. My boyfriend is pretty darn fucking athletic. And I'm definitely not a skinny girl. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't normally agree with this girl. Don't normally agree with her. Maybe she's gonna say something I'm gonna disagree with. But like I said, it's not uncommon for performers to be able to run on a treadmill and sing. That's kind of like their training. It's how they, like, get themselves to be able to do all their running across the stage and moving and stuff like that. Like, and also, Lizzo has actually lost a lot of weight since she's become more famous. I don't know if I've actually ever done it. I'm gonna pull it up. Lizzo, I don't know. I don't think she's intentionally losing weight, but Lizzo, since she's been performing and traveling and everything, she's actually lost quite a bit of weight since the beginning of her career. So let's actually finish this video and then I'll show Lizzo. All right, sorry about that. My camera literally just stopped working. I had to fix it, but let's watch the rest of the video and then we'll look at a side-by-side of Lizzo so you can actually see how much weight she's lost since the beginning of her career.
And please remember that people can be in mixed race relationships. Like,
okay. I'm sorry. The way that she says that, okay, that really pissed me off, because I always say the fat acceptance movement likes to take terms from other oppressed groups and make them their own terms to make them seem more oppressed. And a mixed weight relationship sounds very similar, like mixed race relationship or interracial relationship, which is what I'm in. Right? I just want to say that fat and skinny people didn't have to fight to be together like interracial relationships were fought for. I'm just saying, that's not a thing. It's like a thing, but it's like, it's not a term. Like, it annoys me. It annoys me because I'm in an interracial relationship. My little sister's in an interracial relationship. I have friends who are in interracial relationships, and there are things that we have to deal with that other people don't have to deal with. Like, I literally had a friend who is black and her boyfriend is white, and on the train, a group of black guys tried to jump her boyfriend because they were together. Like, that's the type of shit that people in interracial relationships have to deal with. That, oh, mixed breed baby shit. Oh, no one's going to call your baby a mixed breed baby if you're skinny and your boyfriend's fat. No one's going to like fucking terrorize you because you and your boyfriend are a different weight. So I don't like that. Like, and I know mixed weight couples get looks, especially when one person is really, really big and the other person is really, really small. It's just like, oh, that's a visual difference. But like, it's not that deep. Like, you're making it just, the way she said that sentence just makes me make it so deep to be in a mixed weight relationship, and that just really pissed me off, okay? And on top of that, where she said, skinny people are not better than fat people, and fat people are not lesser than skinny people. You just said the same thing twice. You didn't have to fucking say the other part. Just, okay, I'll let you continue.
Fat people and skinny people can date without having to be like, one is better than the other. You all need to stop hating on Lizzo and just admit that you hate seeing fat women being successful and happy.
I mean, I probably agree to it. I also, I think it's less, I guess it probably has to do with her being fat as well. But also, Lizzo's not just a fat woman. She's a fat black woman killing the fucking game. She's extremely talented doing music. And not only is she fat, she's also a black woman. So I just probably think a lot of the prejudice against her is because she's black as well. Like, I know that's gonna sound crazy, but like, even people don't, like, yeah, no, it's I don't know. I just people don't like her because she's unapologetically herself and she's fat. Same with Megan Thee Stallion. People don't like her because she's unapologetically herself. And Megan's not fucking fat. That bitch is thick, but she is not fat at all. Like, and she's like 6 foot, so I don't even think she's overweight for her height. That bitch is like, she's a stallion. She's tall. So, and that's also a woman that is scrutinized for a lot of things that she does. When she tries to defend herself, she's called a liar and a bunch of other stuff. So I don't think it's really about Lizzo being fat. It's about Lizzo being an unapologetic black woman who happens to be in a fat body. So that's what they use to, you know, target her. But like with Megan Thee Stallion, people call her a man. Like, so it's there, they will find any reason to target a successful, unapologetic black woman. Like, hell, there's probably some shit that they used to say about Beyonce too before Beyonce was Beyonce. Like, there was designers who people wouldn't design clothes for Destiny Child because they were too curvy. And I'm sorry, I've seen Destiny's Child when they were young. Beyonce had a little booty. Like, it's obviously a little bigger now with some workouts or whatever. I don't know if she got work done. Who knows? But, like, those girls were, like, curvy, but, like, not that like, not extremely curvy. And designers wouldn't design clothes for them. Like, Beyonce's mom had to design a lot of their clothes and outfits and make them because people wouldn't make clothes for Destiny fucking Child. Can you imagine saying no to Destiny's Child now? No. Also, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Like, it's bugging. I don't know if it's VC face or my camera, but I'm gonna try to finish this video. Yep, it's about to cut off again. All right, just to make my life easier, I'm not gonna fix it again because I fixed it like 3 times during this video. So I'm gonna be a freeze frame. I'll probably try to fix it at the end just so I move when I do my outro. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on. We can talk about Lizzo another day. I'll do a whole video on Lizzo actually eventually. So we'll talk about Lizzo and her weight loss like another time. But let's keep going. I think I have 2 more videos. All right, so this is actually the last one. I don't remember if I've seen this video before, but I don't remember if I had it in a video. So we're just gonna react to it again. Oh, so it says, since I was a kid, I've loved the water. The world we build is not for bodies like mine. But in the water, my body is an average. I don't need to tread water to stay afloat. Suck it, gravity. Alright, so I had to pause that because the music is probably copyrighted, so I don't know. I love the water as well. I've always loved swimming, loved the water and everything. I actually I didn't know that, you know, black people not being able to swim was a stereotype because my family swims. We love the water. Like, we had pools when we lived in Florida. We always went swimming. Like, my family swims. Like, we all know how to swim. And none of us are afraid to get in the water. So I didn't know that was a stereotype. Like, that's how much I love water. And I've shown before that I was not a big kid growing up. I was actually very skinny into puberty, into like late middle school and up is when I started getting a lot of weight. So like, I don't think that's just a big girl thing, but I get what you're saying. You kind of feel like weightless in the water. It's just a fun feeling. I just think that's like, this is like little kid feeling of freedom and everything. And I think that's more why you enjoy the water. And you probably relate it to your weight as well, but you probably feel so free in the water and you don't feel like that when you're out the water. So you enjoy being in the water. That's just what I'm assuming. And you also tie that to you feel like you're locked and you're like lost in your body, and this freedom is just great. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like. If you guys like me, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell notification. I'm currently doing videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, probably for the next few weeks, just to get myself back into the motion of recording and stuff and everything. But I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye bye.